Hey guys, it's me, Shani, and today I'm going to be doing a very exciting video. I am going to be ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes I tried in 2022. I have 10 palettes. I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite of the year, and I'm just super excited. I love doing this video every year and just kind of going through everything I tried and just summing it up in a nice video here. So I hope you enjoy. If any of these palettes are your favorite palettes, I am not at all judging or saying anything. A lot of these palettes were really great in my opinion. This is just kind of based on my preferences of eyeshadow too, so it's definitely lighthearted and fun, but I hope you enjoy. I'd love to hear your favorite palettes down below. I kind of downsized this year. I know 10 palettes sounds like a lot, but in 2020 I had like over 30 palettes. In 2021 I had over 20 palettes, so I'm kind of increasingly going smaller with my palettes every year, which is totally good because I have so many. But yes, let's just get into it. We'll start at number 10, but actually before we get into it, I'll tell you what's on my eyes as we go in the video. But I am wearing the Merit Beauty Slip. The shade is Slip, but it is their lightweight lipstick, if you were wondering. But now let's get started. So coming in at number 10 is the Impressionism Muse Beauty palette. I wanted to love this one. They are now K-Love or K-Love. I'm not sure how to pronounce their new name, so they don't go by Muse Beauty anymore. But look at this beautiful color story. We have the greens, the blues, pinks and oranges, and then some more neutral shades. Absolutely love the color story. The formula for me just kind of fell flat. I'll try to swatch in this video too. The shimmers, like it looks like it's gonna be gorgeous. The shimmers are pretty, but they're nothing too crazy. And then the mattes just really didn't blend well in my opinion, especially the more colorful ones. Here's just an example of the shimmer and the matte. I just found that they weren't too easy to blend. I'd have to work a little bit harder than I'm used to make the eyeshadow look pretty and how I like it. So a lot of the mattes, especially the darker mattes like the green and the red, I just found a little bit trickier to work with. And then the shimmers are really pretty, but just not anything revolutionary. I don't know, so it just kind of disappointed me because I think I hyped it up. I really wanted this to be my favorite palette or something, but I love this kind of green, almost like a duochrome shade here. Really pretty. I'll swatch that too, why not? It's like this gorgeous, I really like these types of kind of, I don't know, duochrome, multi-chrome type of shade. But other than that, it just, every time I would go into it, it would almost disappoint me. So it had to be my least favorite. And I'm sad because it's so pretty. I love the inspiration behind it, but it just fell flat for me. So that's number 10. Number 9 is the Thrive Cosmetics Focus Eyeshadow Palette number 1. Love Thrive Cosmetics. Love these palettes too, so I feel bad that this is ranked so low, but the truth is that these are great formula, but there's only 4 shades here. I like more than 4 shades usually in my palette to kind of give me more options, and for the most part, another reason this was low is just because I love this kind of matte cream color and I love this gold, but these 2 shades are these dark brown satin shades, and I just feel like I need, if this was going to be a go-to like 4 palette or 4 shade and I'm out the door type of palette, I would want these to be mattes, and they're just more of a shimmer formula, which I feel like a shimmery satin formula, which I feel like I really would have preferred mattes in this quad here. So really pretty. Like if you're looking for more of a you know, natural, neutral, pretty, reliable, pretty and reliable formula, this is definitely something I would recommend. Here's these 2 shades here. And I do love the formula. It just, I wish there were some mattes in here besides this matte shade. That is kind of the, you know, base color. So I do enjoy this palette. It's just something I don't reach for because there's not those mattes that I look for in a neutral look. But still, I would recommend it if you like more of those satiny shades, and that gold is gorgeous. So definitely still a good palette. Next at number 8 is the Triumph of Venus by the same brand from before, the Muse Beauty. Again, I don't love the formula here, but I do like the variety of colors. I feel like it gets me more creative. We have these orangey red type of shades mixed with these blue wintry type of shades. So I kind of like playing with the two different color stories, and I don't know, I think it's a really interesting color scheme. So I wanted to rank this a little bit higher than the other two just because I do like the color stories. The shimmers are still, you know, still a good formula, but we don't, I don't know, I still don't really love the payoff here with the darker shades. Again, the mattes just don't blend like I enjoy. And also these lighter shades hardly don't swatch as well, so I just couldn't rank it higher, but it still isn't a bad palette necessarily. I feel like it blended better than the other one for me, so I do still want to keep it in my collection, but it just wasn't anything as good as the ones I'm going to mention next. So that is this one, and again, the artwork on the cover, really cool. I do like the concept. I just don't feel comfortable buying more from this brand just because they're, you know, not as, they didn't impress me. Maybe I had really high hopes and it didn't impress me as much. Number 7 is the Focus Eyeshadow Palette number 2 from Thrive Cosmetics. This one I do enjoy a lot, and I wanted to rank this one even higher, but again, it's 4 shades, and all of the other palettes going forward are more than that, so I like the variety of more than 4 shades, but this one's really, really pretty. I absolutely love this, like, I don't know if it's kind of like this gorgeous taupey color. I really like that, and then you can get really smoky with this palette, so this is a great palette for me when I'm wanting to get more. Here's the swatches. I'm wanting to get more smoky and cool toned. I absolutely love this palette, and I do really enjoy the formula. I like that there's that matte white, and then there's this gorgeous shade. This is such a beautiful shade. These are a little bit more satiny. This one's more so a matte, and then this one's a little more satiny, but I don't mind it in this palette as much as the other one. So love this. Great formula. I honestly have so many favorites from Thrive Cosmetics. Wait until my Best of Beauty 2022 video. I'll definitely mention them a lot. And I do enjoy these eyeshadow palettes. It's just, I want a little bit more to play with and maybe not as neutral for some of the, you know, compared to some of the ones that are gonna top this one. But great palette if you're looking for a, you know, condensed, cool tone eye palette. Definitely would recommend it. Next, number 6, we have definitely a favorite, the Tinkerbell ColourPop Sprinkle a Little Magic Pressed Powder Palette. How gorgeous. This definitely gets style points for the gorgeous packaging. One of the shades here did break on me, so I'm gonna be careful with showing you guys. Let's see. I know don't want to blind you here, but it is this gorgeous pink and green color story, which is so cool. I absolutely love the creative color scheme in here. Let me, which one do I want to swatch? So pretty. Here's some of the colors. I grabbed a pink shade and a green shade just to show you, and the shimmer, like, whoa, look at that, gorgeous. But yeah, I love the color story. I think the reason I didn't rank this higher is just because greens and pinks are not as much as I love them, I don't always reach for that color story, so it's kind of a very specific color story. So I ranked it a little bit lower, but still definitely love this palette. And the formula is great. I love ColourPop's formula, so definitely trustworthy there. And yeah, I loved every look that I've created with it. I just think because the one shade broke as well, I feel like I just associate it with more of a messy messy experience, and I have to just press that one better. But nonetheless, it's really a great palette. I definitely would recommend it, and I definitely need to play with it more because I just love it so much. But let's continue on. We have number 5, so we're in the top 5. Number 5 is the Passion in Paris BH Cosmetics, and I love Paris, so this gets style points for sure. And how gorgeous is this color scheme? It's like red, blue, purple type color scheme. The shimmers are gorgeous. The mattes are really pretty as well. Let me just swatch some of these. Like this shimmer, this white shimmer is so gorgeous. This purple is one of my favorite purples like in my collection, I think. It's just so pretty. So I absolutely love this color story. However, I think it is a bit dark for me. Like I like to have a little bit more variety of colors, and I feel like besides this purple, a lot of these colors are really dark. Besides the purple and the brown, there's not that many transition-y type colors. These shades here are just super dark, and even the shimmers are kind of dark, so I just don't reach into a lot of these colors just because they're more of those darker colors, and I only need a little bit of some of like these for outer corner colors. So while I enjoy the color story, I think I couldn't rank it higher just because of that, but love the Paris theme. The quality of the eyeshadows are amazing. The shimmers are gorgeous. The mattes are very blendable and pigmented, so such a favorite. I just felt like the other ones I used a little bit more, or I enjoyed it a little bit more just for that reason. Next, we have number 4, kind of the opposite of that one, is the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. Again, love the packaging. It is such a pastel dream. How pretty is this? And I don't know, this I think in kind of opposite from this one goes super dark and almost too dark in all the shades, whereas this one lacks some of the depth. So I wish this had more depth besides just this shade, and even this shade, like they're still pretty light and bright, but still that's kind of what you expect from a pastel palette. So love this, and I love the pinks, the blues, everything is just so fun. Let me swatch some of these for you. Like they're just fun, and it just gets me creative. It makes me want to, I didn't think this through, but here is the blue. I swatched it kind of funny, and then here is the orange. Super fun palette. I think they really did a great job at Natasha Denona with this palette. I think it's just so fun, and I always get kind of creative, or try to get creative when using this palette, because you can definitely pair the different tones together. I wish it had more depth maybe, but definitely a great pastel palette. I couldn't rank it higher also just because I don't always go for pastels, especially in like the fall winter time. I'm not going for these types of shades, but still a great palette. I'm so glad I have it in my collection. All right, number 3, we're in the top 3. Number 3 is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini 2. Love the packaging, and I absolutely love this palette. I wanted to rank this even higher. I kind of did want to, but I couldn't just because I absolutely love the shades in here. It's not really focusing. There we go. So love these pinky shades, and then these grungy greens are so cool and gorgeous. Love this for like the fall time and any grungy look. It's just so gorgeous. However, there's really only 2 shimmers, and they are kind of those darker shades. So if this had more shimmers, like maybe an inner corner color, a lighter pink, I would have absolutely loved that, but there's just only those 2 shimmers. And for me, I love shimmers in an eyeshadow look, so I just felt like I needed a little bit more. It's so gorgeous. The quality is amazing. I just wanted a little bit more shimmers. It's because the shimmers they did include, I don't find myself using as much. They're a little bit on the deeper side, and I usually have to pull in other palettes to complete my look with this one. But it is so good. This was a gift from my parents, and I just absolutely love it. Such a good palette. I totally recommend it. The formula is amazing, and I especially love the mattes in here. Okay, top 2. Number 2 is the Sigma Cinderella palette. This was my first time trying Sigma, and they have such a good formula. I absolutely love Cinderella. I'm definitely a Disney fan, so this was right up my alley. I love the little imprints. I know I'm holding it upside down, kind of, but I wanted to show you. And I love how there's some neutral shades, but there's definitely some almost like fun, a little bit more muted, colorful shades so that it's easier to use and, you know, more everyday friendly. So those purples and blues, really love it. The shimmers here are absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you a little bit. The blue I didn't love. This matte blue I didn't absolutely love. It was a little bit harder to work with, so that's kind of why I couldn't make it my number 1. Look at this purple. This one's bippity boppity boo. Like, what? It is gorgeous. Let me see if I can swatch them. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to see, but so pretty. Absolutely love this palette. Love Cinderella, and the theming of it, the packaging, and the formula honestly is really good. Here is the packaging. Because the 2 blue mattes kind of gave me a little bit of trouble the few times I've used them, I had to rank this number 2 just because, I don't know, I feel like it wasn't absolutely perfect, but it is close. I love the, for the most part, the mattes are really nice and blendable. I am wearing Stroke of Midnight and Wishful today, as so Wishful is the little inner corner color, and then Stroke of Midnight is the purple on the outer corner of my eye. And I think that's it for the shades. Oh, and I'm wearing Dressmakers in the inner part of my lid. But yeah, so gorgeous. Really pretty formula and color scheme. Had to rank this high because it is a standout for me of the year for sure. Really great launch this year. But lastly, my number 1 palette of the year is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton. It is the Mothership Diamond of the First Water palette. Bridgerton was such a favorite show, and I think because these two kind of had like collabed with Cinderella and with Bridgerton, I think that kind of also adds to the fact that I really enjoyed them. The packaging here is just so unbelievably gorgeous, and I think what topped this one for me is the variety of textures. So we have the kind of more satiny mattes, but they work well as mattes for me here. This is a matte, so these are kind of almost like satiny shades. This shade's so gorgeous, such a pretty like metallic, and then this is a really pretty glitter, and then this is a different type of formula than that one. So it's almost like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, so it's a 6 shade palette, but 5 different formulas going on is what it seems like. So it just, I think I really enjoyed that variety, but also I can get a full look out of this, and it's still unique, but yet it's not a crazy amount of eyeshadows either. So it's just interesting. I love how it says Flawless My Dear on the mirror. And let me swatch a few of these here. So we're gonna swatch my favorite shade of the palette that I'm wearing today. It's like this gorgeous shimmer, and that's what I'm wearing on the majority of my lid. Like, it's just so metallic and gorgeous, and probably my favorite shimmer shade that I've ever tried. This is the blue, where it's more iridescent and shimmery, but look at that. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so this really blew me away, and I really enjoy the looks that I've created with it. I think just the fact that it has all these textures is just super cool and unique. And so today I'm wearing this shade here, and then this shade here, that plum, is within my crease, the crease of my eye. But yes, I had to give it to this one. I just think it's such a good formula, and it was my first time trying Pat McGrath eyeshadows as well, and I think it was just really, really a cool formula. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, I think that is everything I wanted to say. We ranked all the palettes. Tell me if you're surprised, maybe if you thought one would be higher than the other or that type of thing. I'd love to know what you enjoyed, you know, what your palettes looked like this year. Did you try any new eyeshadow palettes? Which were your favorites? I definitely would want to know, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my best of beauty video coming as well, where I go over everything that's not eyeshadow palettes, so favorite face products, eye products, lip products. And yeah, it's just so fun summing up everything from the year. I think these videos, I enjoy watching other creators, so it's fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye!